Traders, I look forward to outlining, as always, week after week, my top ideas for the upcoming week. Now, for the time being, I am staying heavily focused on intraday momentum trading over swing trading, where I find and where I found consistent success last month. Pockets of swing opportunities do, of course, still exist, like the Bitcoin, MSTR, and IBIT short swing from last week and from the watch list. And combined with intraday opportunities, really, that's made for a strong week and last month a strong month. Now, I'm going to be sticking with this approach, mainly prioritizing intraday momentum trading until the market shifts. Undoubtedly, it's a trader's market right now, and so playing to my strengths and playbooks that are relevant to the market. Coming into this week, however, here are some of my top focuses, starting off with higher lows and potential continuation in Tesla. So we had some fantastic action in Tesla on Friday. Went over that in detail, the plan ahead of time in the IA meeting. We saw some buyers step in. We saw some support found near the 200-day. And a bit of a relief rally with the overall market on Friday. So overall with Tesla, I'm going to be staying very open-minded in this tape, and I'm not looking to chase overall, not just with Tesla, but overall market, any extreme strength or weakness. Instead, let's suppose Tesla can begin to stabilize above its developing 2-day VWAP anchored from Friday. Or if we can confirm a higher low, a pullback into the high 280s, low 290s, or potentially if we gapped up on Monday, we were to pull back 295s or retest of Friday's high and find some support. At that point in time, that's when I'd look for an intraday long opportunity once that higher low confirms for a rally intraday, bit of a relief rally over its 5-day declining moving average and over 300. And if Tesla can base and consolidate, spend a bit of time on a gap up early on Monday above 300, then I'd look again for any intraday long opportunities above that area, trailing versus VWAP intraday, or trailing against previous high lows on the 5-minute time frame. Really depends on the setup that we get if that materializes. And very, very similar thoughts with Tesla. Same applies to Palantir, another name that I'll be looking for some continuation and a potential relief rally. All right, shifting gears, let's go over to a small cap. Let's throw on VWAP versus moving averages, and let's take a more intraday approach here. So TRNR, I'm going to be looking for some backside, just some alerts set. It won't be a priority, but if it shapes up, then it will be a focus intraday. We've been in an environment lately where shorts are certainly based on price action, getting a little bit complacent and a bit more stubborn. TRNR, the grind higher for me provides evidence of that. And for me to be interested for a short, I'd like this to experience a little bit of failed follow through above resistance, above the key zone, $3 early in the week. And for me to be really interested in a short, I'd like to see an exhaust through this key area, and I'd like to see any stubborn shorts that are left holding this be worked out above that area. After the exhaust, I'd like to see failed followed through. I'd like to see some consecutive lower highs, ready to confirm shifting momentum, change of character, and that shift from front side to back side once enough shares have changed hands at higher prices and shorts have been exhausted out of the position. If that all happens, I'll be positioning short on lower highs versus the previous lower high or high of day, depending on how it sets up, and really looking for a move back down to 2 sub-2s. All right, next up, we have some reactive trades in Bitcoin. So we can pull up IBIT for this, and we can flip back to a higher time frame. Bit of a better picture. There you go. Now, unlike sort of last week's approach and the short swing I had in Bitcoin, really, I'm now going to be focused on reactive trades around key levels from last week. So if we do get a push in Bitcoin back towards that 90,000 area, in IBIT, if we get a push back towards 50, in MSTR, if we get a push anywhere towards 280, I'm going to be looking for reactive shorts to the downside, targeting downside and just intraday reactive short scalp opportunities. Similarly, if we get a flush in Bitcoin and of course a push back in IBIT towards 47s, 46s, and a bit of a higher low and some stabilization against Friday's low, I'd look for any reactive long scalps there. And again, it's important to watch the overall market, the benchmark, watch SPY, watch Qs, any strength intraday into key levels from last week. If we see some sellers step back in and we face selling pressure, I'd look for reactive trades in Bitcoin if we are able to trade into those key levels and experience some failed follow through. Next up, interestingly, we've had some notable relative strength in staples, consumer staples, in financials as well. And, it's unsurprisingly, obviously, given the current sort of economic environment and what tends to do well in said situations and scenarios. But XLP itself, it's shaping up for potential continuation higher, especially we got above Friday's high, and if we took out last week's high as well, in a nice technical bullish formation right now, offering some skewed risk reward. So that's an area that I'm going to be focusing on next week as well, just keeping tabs of the sector and some of its largest weighted names within its ETF. Some of those top holding names are providing some interesting setups, independently, but their performance will also provide insight into whether or not the ETF itself will experience continuation for the overall sector. So some of the names that I'm looking at within the ETF is Costco. Now Cost, it's the top holding of the ETF. They have earnings on Thursday, and it's obviously setting up in a very bullish formation. It had some converging moving averages. So that is one name I'm going to be stalking for potential longs. KO, Coca-Cola. Another top holding, consolidating just 3% off its 52-week highs, and it's presenting a very similar skewed risk-reward opportunity for consolidation breakout. So I'll be keeping a close eye on the overall sector, some of its leading names, Cost and KO, just to name two, but the list goes on, and it's a nice exercise to really run through for any sector that's shown relative weakness. You can come up with a list of names that are offering the best skewed risk reward opportunity for continuation to the downside, or sectors that are displaying relative strength, preparing a list of names within those sectors that offer the best technical setups for continuation to the upside if that relative outperformance is going to sustain itself. So again, XLF is another sector after Friday's strong close that's now really presenting itself in a favorable positioning here for continuation above Friday's high. So for me, it's positioned well for follow through, but I'd like to see a higher low, any move back sort of below 52, reclaim 52 and hold, which would give me some confirmation once we take out Friday's high after that higher low is confirmed of continuation higher in a more stable fashion. So such a move would interest me for a long against that higher low. For an intraday long targeting, at least at a minimum for a trade like this, at least one full ATR above entry continuation higher. I'm not really prioritizing swings, but if we were to get a strong close, I'd look to take a piece of that position for a potential swing, depending on where within the day's range we close. So that's everything that I have coming into the week. As I mentioned, focus really is, and as it has been since the start of the year, given all the changes that I noticed early on with the overall market and what was working, continues to be on intraday trading with unique situations arising each week, offering skewed risk reward and positive expectancy. That's when I'll initiate some swings as well. But coming into the week, that's everything that I have. As always, let me know your thoughts on what I'm watching. Let me know if you're watching similar names or if you're watching different tickers that have the same setups, such as Tesla or PLTR. Along those lines, perhaps you're also keeping an eye on Google, or you have other names on your watch list. Drop the tickers, the thoughts, and the questions in the comments. And as always, wishing you all the best for the upcoming week. Good luck, and I'll see you all next week.
So you're an active trader, not doing as well as you want, not doing as well as you deserve, and you just can't figure out why you can't become profitable no matter how hard you try. Well, let me show you why. This is your competition. The traders in this room. This room right here is full of elite traders, some of whom are making 7 and even 8 figures a year. In fact, our top guys have made nearly 20 million each in net trading profits in a single year. Let's head to my office so I can share more. So you're probably used to seeing videos of lavish trader lifestyles, trading gurus trading off of a laptop for an hour a day, heck, maybe even 15 minutes a day, and then them relaxing on some secluded beach for the rest of the day. Well, all I can tell you is that our traders train like pro athletes. They live and breathe the markets and are continually working on their trading skills. Because at our firm, that's what we found it really takes to make it in this game. I'm Mike Bellafiore, co-founder and managing partner of SMB Capital, one of the world's top proprietary trading firms located in Midtown Manhattan. And we're always looking for trading talent to hire and develop. And not just to trade in-house on our desk, but also to trade from their own home, entirely using our firm's capital. And we have numerous traders doing just that, allowing them to make upwards of 7 figures trading the firm's capital without risking their own money. But to even get a shot at something like that, you need to have the right training. That's why we're doing a new free online presentation in which we share how you can get an interview with SMB to become an in-house or remote trader, trading firm capital without risking yours and gaining access to all of our firm's coaching and resources. And the best part, you don't have to be a profitable trader yet. In fact, we prefer to mold profitable traders with our methods and our techniques. That's why we have just 3 simple criteria that can earn anyone an interview. We're looking for highly ambitious and determined traders who fit our culture first and foremost. So if you believe that could be you, sign up for the free 1-hour online presentation by clicking the link that's in your top right corner of your screen now.